You are locked in and locked on to the Good Pod Guide with Lauren Windle, where I bring you the best podcasts out there. Did I start that sounding a bit like a garage MC? Hold tight. One of my fave 2021 discoveries was a YouTube show called Does the Shoe Fit? Let me tell you about this show, right? It is 4 guys who all go on the date with the same girl, and the other 3 watch the date. And there are 4 women over the course of the series. So you see 16 dates in total. Each day is like a speed date. It's like, I don't know, 4 minutes long or 5 minutes long or something. And the other 3 guys are like analyzing the performance of their friend on this date with these women. And then the 4 women get to decide who they would want to see again. Whoever gets the most votes ends up being the winner, right? It is so funny. I honestly was laughing out loud. It is, particularly season 4, is so worth checking out. Why is this relevant? Because season 4, Does the Shoe Fit? One of those 4 guys was Harry Pinero, and he is probably one of the most raw of the guys on the show. Like, he's very funny, but he's like quite straight up with some of the sort of sexual content that he presents to these women who are on the dates with him. And I don't know how much I'd enjoy that if I was on a date with him, but each to their own. Harry also co-hosts a Spotify original podcast that is the focus of today's review. It is Who We Be Talks. This is a podcast celebrating Black music and culture that Harry hosts with DJ and presenter Henry. They're joined by artists, writers, other podcasters, comedians, and others with weekly discussions, basically. Topics range from lighthearted to deep and political, and subjects have included the art of blocking, is romance dead, body image, rape culture, white privilege. Really, nothing is off the table. I came across this because someone tagged my sister in a short clip that was on Instagram that was shared on Kelechi Okafor's Instagram. And she was speaking about how she believed that the reported rates of sexual harassment for women, this is on the podcast, but she shared a clip of it, for women will be lower than what we've seen, because there's a huge number of women who wouldn't even recognize the behavior they've been subjected to as sexual harassment. Honestly, it was so powerful. It gave me shivers to hear her speak. I'm talking all the fire emojis, if I could speak in emoji. It was just an incredible piece to listen to. And that whole podcast is definitely worth checking out to hear more of what she has to say. I seriously think you should listen to it. If you listen to the Good Pod Guide a lot, you'll know that I always dive for the podcast with the comedian guests, right? Because I just think often if the guest is really good and you've got good hosts anyway, that's going to be a stellar show. They have got an episode with comedian Mo Gilligan, who is so funny. His Momentum tour is up on Netflix, and I was crying watching it, like crying. It is honestly so worth checking out. And together they talk about like the Black comedy scene, but also like general nostalgia. Like, it's a really good episode. It's a great one. Episodes are just over an hour and there is 100 or so to check out. This is a really good podcast. The topics are relevant and the chat is really funny. It's on point. They have an excellent balance between being hard-hitting and lighthearted. I actually say this when I'm reviewing LGBTQ plus podcasts. I don't think that you need to be part of the LGBTQ plus community to enjoy that content. And I'd say the same here. It is about Black music and culture, but that doesn't mean you won't enjoy it if you're not Black. I actually think everyone should check it out. In the next episode, I tell you about the most horrific episode of Jeremy Kyle in living memory, and I review podcast The Receipts. More info is available in the show notes, and if you've enjoyed what you've heard, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. We really appreciate it.